we got the second round set. It's ready. Um, Out east, it's gonna be the one seed Pistons hosting the four seed Cavs. Both teams survive. Um, I think that's the matchup everyone expected in the second round, and it will be the. I just had a brain for it. Who the fuck was the 3-6 matchup in the East? We know it's not gonna be the two seed, but nah, it's gonna be the Knicks. The three seed Knicks turned it up against the Hawks. Um, and they three seed will not have to go to Boston. Will not have to worry about the Celtics. They will host the seven seed Sixers. Like I said earlier, be careful what you wish for. This is the NBA. It takes four times. It takes four. Okay? So all of that, the Celtics ain't in the way. We ain't got to worry about the Celtics. Blah, blah. Say, bro, you got to worry about the team that beat the Celtics. And if Philly is healthy, Philly's a fucking problem. JODYLAGWAY. Facebook. Holla at me. I've been saying that all year. If Philly is healthy, they are a problem. And they showed it. They proved it. And I'm happy for the Sixers. Um, and I wish them the best against the Knicks. The Knicks should, I think they should win the series in six, probably seven. But the Sixers could win it in six or seven. They went into the Boston Garden and won in seven, so they definitely can go into the Garden and win in seven. Um, Not to mention, again, this is not your normal average seven seed. I heard Jalen Brown crying about that on his Twitch. And Jalen, I do not watch your channel. I'm sorry. Um, I got a Bleacher Report alert about you crying on there. And I really hate that for JB, man, because JB had an amazing season. He proved a lot of doubters wrong. I wouldn't call myself necessarily a doubter of JB's over the years. Um, I would call myself more of a realist when it came to JB over the years because all I simply said over and over again is that Jalen Brown, extremely good, talented, um, great even, right? He's not Jason Tatum. That's all I ever said. He's not Jason Tatum. He's an extremely good player, but he's not Jason Tatum. I don't care about he got the Eastern Conference MVP. He got the Finals MVP. None of that matters to me. He's not Jason Tatum. And this year, what he did prove to me and others is that while he's still not Jason Tatum, because this was his best season. Go take a look at Tatum's seasons. This probably would have been Tatum's third or fourth best season. So you people that forget shit so soon, forget how great Giannis just was, are now having selective memory with Joker, the greatest player in the world. That's fucking insane. Forget how great Tatum just was. Um, Bro, let's pump your fucking brakes, okay? Um, Jalen Brown is dope. He's great, and he deserves every accolade he gets off of this season because what he did was he proved that the Boston Celtics are the one team in the NBA with two number one options. Um, I would love to say my Lakers have two number one options. But LeBron isn't a number one option at this point, and LeBron ain't even the one I would be talking about. I would be saying Austin. And I think Austin can prove to be a number one in the future if we got to trade him to get Jokic, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, what have you, or Giannis. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. We'll see. Um, but that's neither here nor there. Austin's not a one A one B right now. He's a solidified number two, and him and Luca are the best duo in the NBA. Unfortunately, we won't have that best duo in the NBA, and probably, unfortunately, it wouldn't matter because the fucking Thunder are the fucking Thunder. I see my brothers hitting me up. I'll hit y'all back in a second. But yeah, man. Jaylen Brown was amazing. If he gets first team All NBA, it's much well earned and deserved. I didn't have him my first team All NBA. I had him second. I'm trying to remember because it's hard to remember who all qualified. I think I had Luka for sure, SGA, Jokic, and Wemby. Those were my four for sures I had on All NBA first team. Luka, SGA, Jokic, and Wemby. They were my definite top four. These motherfuckers so funny. Hold on, I gotta tell my wife. These niggas funny as fuck. You need to get up and come outside. Your people out here putting on a show. I'm on my live too. She said, I'm gonna call laws and tell them you're in here doing heroin. You go out there. I'm telling you, you need to come out. This shit funny as fuck. But yeah, I don't remember. JJ, come here, JJ. My son might remember for me. Hey, I'm on my live. I'm trying to remember who was my fifth on my All NBA first team. I had Luka, SGA, Jokic, and Wemby.
Yeah, bro.
I did put Jaylen on there
because we were arguing about Cade and Brown, and I said it's Cade.
I put JB on Cade over Cade because of how Cade finished the season, right?
Yeah.
And because Detroit, they kept that plateau with him out. Yeah, okay. I didn't remember because I know at the time when we discussed it, Luka and Cade, they weren't eligible yet. We didn't know if they were going to be eligible. Okay, so I did have JB on the first team. I thought so. Jay Brown's court vision sucks. He's not a one. Got to be Maxey. I love Maxey. Did I have Maxey on my second team? After this, I'm gonna go find my shit. It's in my notes. That's what I hate about having to do this shit on live, because all of my notes, my stats, everything is in my phone, and I'm on my phone. So unless I like transfer it over to my son's phone or somebody else where I can look at it, I'm gonna have to. That's why I say I'm gonna have to start using your laptop when I do this, so I can have access to at least stats. Now I ain't gonna have access to my notes, but I love Maxey. I'm not even sure.
I think you might have, because I know with Maxey, one of us had him on second, the other had him on third. And I feel like I might have had him on second.
You might be right. I might, because I'm thinking I might have had Maxey on third. However, that was when I thought Ant was gonna be eligible. I had Ant on second team, so I might have had Maxey on third team, but with Ant not being eligible, Maxey would probably immediately, automatically get bumped up to my second team. Jokic is second best player on the Nuggets. Whoa, don't say that shit around my son. Don't say that shit around my son.
Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson might be.
Y'all heard him? He said Cam.
Peyton Watson might be the best player on the Nuggets.
So he's saying Cam Johnson or Peyton Watson because that nigga hates Jamal Murray. It disgusts me how much he hates Jamal Murray. I don't like Jamal Murray. I'm not a Jamal Murray fan. However, I give respect where it's due. And as Laker fans, we hate that nigga when he against us. But this nigga hates him in a unlag way. Like, we don't hate like that, son. Stop that shit. Like, oh yeah, I gotta show you what Blaine said when you was hating on Trevor.
Trevor Lawrence, son.
This nigga hates Trevor Lawrence. Blaine, I
hate Trevor Lawrence like how I hate Jamal.
I might just call Blaine and let Blaine get on you his damn self. But yeah, nah. Jokic, come on, bro. To say Jokic is the second best player on his team and trust me, y'all don't know me as well as my Facebook people or people in real life know me. But trust and believe, 39. I've been at this for 30 years. I'm extremely knowledgeable. I'm a historian. So don't take what I'm about to say crazy, because it's becoming more relevant and more like common for people to say. And I never would have thought I would be saying it a year or two ago. Jokic might be the best fucking center of all time. Okay? So please, to say he's the second best player on his team, I don't know who your team is, bro, but you clearly just hate.
That means Jokic would be with top 5 on top, because that puts him over Kareem, man.
I mean,
can't take Jokic.
That's why I say he's arguably, he could be. I mean, shit, it's like, it's a fucking discussion. It's shit that Jokic could do. It's like they say Jokic with Shaq. Shaq couldn't guard Jokic. He said blasphemous. Kareem rolling over. Look, like I said, that's why I said, look, Kareem, my list, if I'm not including Jokic, my list is Kareem 1. I hate to do it, but Bill Russell 2. And anybody who argues that Bill Russell ain't right up under Kareem, trust me, I feel you. I feel you. The motherfucker was 6'9", 215. But his numbers playing against them plumbers in that 8-man league, they say otherwise. And if you really are a historian, you understand and realize that Bill Russell could really do some shit that would translate to the 70s, 80s, even 90s, if not possibly now. So he wouldn't be as dominant, but got to give Bill Russell respect. But Kareem 1, Russell 2. I still go with Wilt 3. I just can't put Wilt above Russell. That's the problem. I want to put Wilt above Russell. I'm a Laker. But Wilt couldn't fuck with Russell. And he was much bigger. He was 7'1", 275. And he was a freak. It was amazing, the shit that Wilt put up. But I have to put Russell above Wilt. That's why Russell's 2 behind Kareem 1, Wilt 3. And here's where some people might feel it gets shaky. But even though I realized that head-to-head matchup in the finals, one of these guys was in his prime and the other one was a young boy. And the dominance was more so team than one-on-one. I still have Hakeem 4th and Shaq 5th. And yes, I feel the first conversation should be Jokic and Shaq because I do have Shaq 5th. Tim Duncan's a power forward for me. And that's another conversation, you know what I'm saying? You got to give Tim Duncan number 1 because of his accolades, and he's a big fundamental. He's great. He's amazing, this and that. But as pure basketball players, we might not fuck with him as a person, but Karl Malone and my guy, Charles Barkley, Tim Duncan, no other power forward fucking with Malone and Barkley is just pure basketball players. Hell, Kevin Garnett as a pure hooper, it's hard to say who can fuck with him. But yeah. Shaq couldn't guard Jokic. Jokic can't guard Shaq. Let me see. He got Kareem, Shaq, Hakeem, Russell, and Wilt. So we got the same 5, just not in the same order. And again, I'm a Laker fan. Maybe you're a Laker fan because you got Kareem and Shaq 1 and 2. Let me know. I love Shaq. Some people don't think I love Shaq because I love Kobe so much. Or because if you talk about the greatest Lakers, at best, Shaq is 5th, if not 6th for me. But it's just, I'm just being realistic, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been 6'5" since I was a teenager. I've been called Shaq and compared to Shaq on the court, even though my OG, he said more so Barkley. He used to call me Baby Chuck. I got number love for Shaq. I wanted to be Shaq Attack when he was in Orlando. You know what I'm saying? And when he became a Laker, you know what I'm saying, it was even greater. But nah. Shaq ain't that high, bro. Shaq ain't. He's not above them. Like I said, Russell, you got him. What you put him at 4th? Line of the GOAT. And that's the thing. Like, he got to be higher than 4th. You even just said that. Can't put them in order. They're all unique. Oh, okay. You didn't put them in order. Okay, I got you. So we do have the same 5. And I mean, they are unique in their own ways, but I got to put shit in order. And it's Kareem, Russell, Wilt, Hakeem, Shaq. But that conversation with Jokic has to be had, and Shaq is the first one to go. Like, Shaq will have to go out of the top 5 to make room for Jokic at the end of the career. Now, we can not say he's there quite yet simply because of this. And it's crazy because I might have to change the title of this because we ain't even on topic. And again, like I said in my video earlier today, I hate this live shit because all of these comments are going to disappear. Like, I really need you to copy and paste your comments. If you don't already follow and subscribe to me, please do so. Copy your comments so after this, you can repost them so they actually pop up on the video, because for whatever reason, while we live, these comments don't pop up, and I really hate that shit. But if you have any advice for me to figure that out, please, I'm all ears. Um, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, Jokic. We can have a conversation about why you can't put Jokic up there just yet, and this is why. Denver won the championship in 2023, right? 23, yeah, because Giannis won in 21. 22 was the Warriors. Jokic was 23. 24 was the Celtics, and 25 was the Thunder. So they won in 23. That means it's been 3 seasons since they won. They've lost to Minnesota now twice, first round and second round, and they lost to I think the Thunder the other year in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I was a believer each year, 24, 25, and 26, that the Nuggets healthy can go win a championship again because Jokic is the best player in the league. The only other player who has challenged that in the last 2 seasons is Shea. And before that, it wasn't no challenge. From 22 to 25-ish, nobody was better than Jokic. Now, from 25-ish to now, is Jokic or Shea. Um, Shea's absolutely amazing. Can't take nothing away from Shea. He's the best perimeter player for sure, but I'm still going Jokic as the best player. Um, Shea benefits a lot from everything that's happened since Russ and Sam decided that it was time for that relationship to split. Shea's benefited a lot from that. But Shea still is great. I'm not taking shit away from Shea. I fuck with Shea. Shea is the closest thing I've seen to Kobe. And I've thought I've seen close to Kobe before, but it don't get no closer than Shea at this point. Especially when you look at the size at the same, you know what I'm saying, along with the game. And even the mannerisms and the attitude and shit, right? Uh Denver won't win again. Jokic is done winning ships unless he gets traded. I told you, Jokic coming to the Lakers. He coming to the Lakers. Like, look, again, JODYLAGWAY. Go follow me on Facebook as well. I've been saying this. I said it about Luka, and now every Mad fan a year ago was like, man, you've been saying. I literally just went to my partner's birthday party a week ago. One of the first things this nigga said to me was, man, thank you for not throwing that shit in my face, bro. You know I can't stand that shit, bro, but you was saying that shit for years, bro. You prophesized that shit about Luka. I've been said it. And Jokic is next. Or Giannis. But I'll say Jokic. However, the Knicks keep winning. The Knicks don't need Giannis. Giannis gonna have to figure out somewhere to go. So honestly, as a Laker fan, I really need to be rooting for the Knicks to win. Now that I think about it, orange and blue skies. Sixers got that shit if they stay healthy. But so if Jokic don't win again, yes, that's a problem. And yeah, we probably can't put him up there. Not at number one. He's gonna be 5. So we really, I hate it, but we really gonna probably already have to take Shaq out because Jokic is gonna be 5 unless we decide to take Hakeem out. It's so hard for me to take Hakeem out because Hakeem was so fucking skilled. Like when we talk about skilled bigs, the best skilled 5s of all time, off the top of my head, Hakeem, Jokic, Embiid, Boogie Cousins. Those 4. Think of a 5th for me. I don't know. Somebody give me a 5th greatest skilled big man who was still a great player in his time. Not just a skilled big who was like just a role player, but no, a skilled big who was like a top player in his time. Jokic, Embiid, Hakeem, and Boogie Cousins. Those are definitely top 4. Give me a 5th. I love Sabonis, but Sabonis, he never reached that level in the NBA. He did it across season. I'm talking about Arvinas. What? KG. KG wasn't no center. I said skill. When I said big, I said center too. Yeah, I'm just talking about centers. 4s ain't bigs. They need to play big, but no, I'm talking about. I said centers though. But yeah, but not definitely KG. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's definitely been a failed 3 seasons for Denver and for Jokic. I loved his quote the other night. He said, if this was Serbia, we all be fired. He said, everybody be fired. I love that because that's really where shit got fucked up for Denver, if we want to be real. If we want to be real, the year Denver won the championship, they had just had a new GM take over. And it was Calvin Booth, former player. Fucking bum. The GM that built the Nuggets Well, first and foremost, let's go back to the original GM that built the Nuggets. Yursay, some shit. Look that nigga up. The Toronto Raptors guy. Um, he built the original Nuggets. And when I say the original Nuggets, what I mean is, again, Carmelo, one of my top 4 players, favorite players of all time. That trade, my son was 2 years old, so he don't really remember. But that trade, I said it then. I said the Nuggets just fleeced the Knicks. Melo going to New York and he ain't got no fucking help. Amari fucking Stoudemire. By that time, Amari Stoudemire wanted to be a shooting guard. He had one great year in New York, and that's because he was trying to get a contract. Other than that, Amari was garbage. He was no fucking help to Melo. And yeah, that was, I think his name was Irsay. That was his beginning. He orchestrated that trade, got Denver a great deal, got my boy Gallinari. That's when Denver began being one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Then next season they were trash. The season after that they got good immediately, and they've been on an upward trajectory since. He left, went to Toronto, did the same shit. No disrespect to my boy Debo, love Debo, but it was time for DeMar and Toronto to split. This nigga got Kawhi in the middle of the fucking night. Like, shit was crazy. And in 1 year, they champions.
Oh, you talking about Masai Ujiri?
Masai Ujiri, yeah, that's his.
I didn't know he was with the Nuggets.
Yeah, that nigga, that's where he got it started. He was a GM with the Nuggets first. He only was there for like 4 or 5 years, built them niggas up, left, went to Toronto, and within 5, 6 years, got Kawhi, won the championship. That nigga's a fucking genius. I don't even know where the fuck he at right now. He might still be in Toronto. He's still with Toronto? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, so he's still working magic. Like, that trio, they just lost tonight, but who thought that they were going to take the Cavs to 7? I mean, y'all probably didn't. I said it was possible because I love Scotty, RJ, and B.I. RJ and B.I. do. And Scotty, I love what his coach said. I think it was after like game 5 when he said Scotty's just scratching the surface. My son will tell you, I had Scotty on the team with me a couple years ago with Washington. I got drafted by the Wizards. Scotty was my number 2. That's my dog, man. But I love the confidence that he said about Scotty when he said in the next 2-3 years, he's going to be one of the best players in the league. And that's true. He's one of the greatest all-around players in this league. Scotty can get the rebound. He's going to give you 8 to 11 of those every night. Take it up the court. Either go coast to coast or set up your offense. He's going to give you 6 to 9 assists a night. Then he's going to give you 20 points consistently. But then one of the greatest things and one of the most unsung things that Scotty does, he's going to give you a steal and a half and a block and a half every night. Every 2 games, he's going to give you 3 steals and 3 blocks. He plays both ends of the ball. He does everything on offense. He can guard 1 through 4 and with some teams 5. Scotty Barnes is most definitely, I got to look on my list to see where I have him on my best players in the league right now. But Scotty Barnes is definitely going to be in that conversation in the next couple of few years. And to be honest with you, I don't have him on my 2018 USA team, but they might want to think about it. You really like to have a guy like Scotty Barnes. That 2018, people talk about it. I'm going to have to definitely do a video on it because it can be loaded. It can be very loaded. Very loaded. And there's some names that you casuals are leaving off. I just posted something the other day. It's 2 players in the league this year that averaged, I think it was 21 points, 5 rebounds, and shot 60% from the field. Want to guess their names? I'll give you a hint. One was Giannis. You want to guess the other one name? I'll give you another hint. Y'all are not mentioning him for the 28 Olympic team, which is fucking insane. Here's another hint. Y'all want to swear he's a bust, which is fucking insane. You got it yet? No? Zion. You got like fucked up. Zion, when Zion's on that court, which this year he was on that court, say, man, stop playing with my guy, man. Duke in the NBA. But we got to get on target, man. I've been here 25 minutes, and I don't even think we didn't really discuss this shit, these 2 game 7s, except for, what was you about to say? Oh, except for, no, we haven't. But, okay, let's get to it real quick. The Cavs won like I said, I wanted Toronto to win. I knew the Cavs would win, especially when I saw right before the game Bi wasn't playing. I'm not a believer in the Cavs. I got to check their stats after hearing a little bit, but I don't think Spider nor James had great series. They benefited a lot from Toronto's inexperience and injuries. Mobley, he had a game or two, but he's not the one. Jared Allen, I saw one of my boys, one of my young boys who I have a lot of respect for. If I knew his page on top of my head, I would tell y'all to go check it out as well. And he's probably done recommented. I got to go check Facebook after this. But before the game, or early in the game, like the first quarter, he said the Cavs need to trade Jared Allen for somebody like Trey Murphy. And I feel where he's coming from, because they gave up Okoro. They don't really have that perimeter defender. And the same thing that I said why the Garland and Spider duo wouldn't work. My son can tell you that, because Spider was one of his favorite players at the time. And I love Darius Garland, even though he's really got on my fucking nerves the past couple years. I hope he can really resurrect his shit as a Clipper. But I said that it wouldn't work. I said, number one, Spider won't allow Garland to grow as a point guard. And number two, they're both small. Neither one of them defends. And that's literally what happened with them being teammates for 3.5 years, 2.5 years, some shit like that. That's literally what happened. When the trade for Harden came, everybody on ESPN and everybody around the world going so crazy. And I said the same thing. Neither one of them defends. Harden ain't gonna necessarily stunt Spider, but Spider probably has so much respect for Harden where he ain't gonna just want to step on his toes and want to let him cook and get off at times. And Harden gonna be having to try to push him to do your thing, and then he gonna get lost, and it's just not gonna work. I don't believe in Harden in the playoffs anyway. And Spider, while he's gonna go get you buckets, and he's completely changed his persona or the narrative around him in Cleveland for me than what it was in Utah, but he still gonna have them dud games. I shared it the other day, how many 30-point playoff games he's had, how many 35 playoff games he's had, how many 40 and 50. But then how many playoff games he's had where he shot 33% or less. It's alarming. You either gonna get outstanding, glued to the TV, you can't miss this shit from Spider, or you gonna get a nigga that's just out there throwing up bricks. That's just how it's gonna be. You got a 7-game series. If it goes 7, you gonna get one of them 2 Spiders 3 or 4 times. You gonna get the other Spider 2 or 3 times. You just don't know which is gonna be which. And that's why I barely picked the Cavs to beat the Raptors. I wasn't going to pick the Cavs to beat the Magic. And I'm not going to pick them to beat the Pistons. And I hate B.I. couldn't play. Really hate B.I. couldn't play. But Jared Allen, man, 22 points, 19 rebounds, I believe, 3 blocks, 2 steals. This season, Jared played, I want to say 58 games. He had 22 where he got at least 10 rebounds. But he played a career low, a low since he's been in Cleveland, 27 minutes a game. Evan Mobley averaged, I want to say 28 games with at least 10 rebounds. He played 65 games. If you translate that 65 games to 82 games, Evan Mobley would have got double-digit rebounds 35 times this season. Evan Mobley played 6 more minutes a game than Jared Allen. Evan Mobley averaged 9 rebounds. Jared Allen averaged 8.5. Why am I bringing all of this up? For his career, Evan Mobley's career high in rebounds is 9.4. For his career, Jared Allen has had more than 9.4 rebounds the last 9 seasons. He's had 5 with at least 10. And I am rounding up the 9.9. I didn't round up the 9.8. If I did, it'd be 6. Per 36 this season, Mobley, 10 rebounds. J.A., 11.5 rebounds. That's what I wanted my son to play like before he stopped hooping and just start focusing on football. I used to tell him, focus on Jared Allen. Stop trying to be fucking Ja Morant. Focus on Jared Allen. Okay? I love Jared Allen's game. Love his game. And I would take him over Evan Mobley every fucking day of the week. Every day of the week. And I stand alone on that.
Speaking of JA, he just popped up on my IG.
Y'all see, that's that goddamn algorithm shit. That's the damn government listening. Trump, get your bitch ass out of here, bitch. But yeah, man. Um, Evan Mobley is the sexy pick. He's the popular pick. Guess what? While I am quite sexy, I ain't never gave a fuck about being popular. And I was, I was about a B plus popular nigga. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even A minus at times. You feel me? But I never gave a fuck because I didn't like this shit. I don't like always being out and motherfuckers want to talk and I don't like that shit. Leave me the fuck alone. I told y'all earlier, I don't give a fuck about the fame. Just give me my money. That's why I'm doing this, to try to get some money. I don't give a fuck if nobody knows me. Give me the money. If I can stay behind the motherfucking camera and get more money than being in front of it, gladly. I'm just trying to take care of my 4 kids, wife, and mama. That's it. But yeah, man. I like Mobley. I liked him early. I do not like what I see. His trajectory is telling me LaMarcus Aldridge, Amari Stoudemire, Blake Griffin, Serge Ibaka, Anthony Davis on a much lower scale, but just power forwards who literally could have been fucking great if they just didn't forget the word power. But they wanted to just start shooting threes and be jump shooters and shit. I hate that shit, man. I fucking hate that shit. They stopped wanting to rebound. Jaren Jackson fucking Jr. I knew I was forgetting somebody.
Waiting for you to say Jaren Jackson.
I knew I was forgetting somebody. That bitch. Jaren Jackson, and I'm sorry, Jaren Jackson Sr., because I liked you. Even though you was a Spur, you was cool. You know what I'm saying? You had the J and shit, but goddamn it, you were 6'4". Your son is 6'9", 6'10". Can you please tell that nigga to go get his motherfucking ass on the block? But guess what? Now he in Utah, he ain't got to. Because Walker Kessler gonna be back. He gonna take up the space. So that nigga gonna love being in Utah. Oh, I'm in Utah. I can do what the fuck I want to, nigga. I can shoot more threes than Ace and Cavante. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mention Laurie because I don't think Laurie gonna be there too much longer. But yeah, man, that's Jaren fucking Jackson Jr. Now that's somebody I don't like. I was an Amari fan when he was number 32. I was a big LaMarcus Aldridge fan, especially at Texas early on in Portland. Like my son pointed out, he did have a resurgence in San Antonio, but he was old and slow then. He was just on some fundamental shit, just like Blake in Detroit. Yeah, man. I don't like Jaren Jackson Jr. I can't stand how that nigga plays. I really can't. Like, because I know his potential. I know how great he could be. But yeah, I feel like him and Evan Mobley, it could have been other guys. The fact that in history is going to say that Jaren Jackson Jr. won a Defensive Player of the Year. Evan Mobley won a Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert, who I just gave so many props to and respect to because he deserves it, because he just played a hell of a fucking series against Jokic. But Rudy Gobert has what, 3 or 4 Defensive Players of the Year? And Anthony Davis don't have 1? That shit is insane. That shit is retarded. Because as much shit as I gave AD, especially since he became a Laker, AD should have won 1, 2, maybe even 3 Defensive Players of the Years in his career. That's neither here nor there. I'm taking Detroit over Cleveland in 6. I could see 7, but I'm going to stand on 6 because I think both of them had a wake-up call in the first round. However, I don't... I'm hoping Detroit had a much bigger wake-up call. My son hopes it more. He's really a Pistons fan now. But not just now. He was a fan when they was ass too, so I let him be one. But like, yeah, nigga, it's Lakers over here. You get your ass on somewhere. But, he fuck with the Pistons. I ain't mad at it. I like the Pistons. I love Cade. Love Duran. even though he was ass in this series until today. He was great today. Finally, I saw him on TV. I think it was game 5 or 6, and I asked him, was he gonna come show up to this playoffs or not? He decided he was gonna wait till game 7. Shout out to my nigga Tobias Cold World. My nigga did his shit today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all 3 of my light skinned brethren, Tobias, Cade, and Paulo. Paulo was amazing. This is Paulo's second game 7 in his young career. And I don't know his averages off the top of my dome, but I know he's averaging somewhere about 37 in these two game 7s, and probably like 11 or 12 rebounds. Like, Paulo shows up when his team needs him most. He just needs to do it more consistently. I told y'all, Paulo, you get this. If somebody can get this to Paulo, first off, let him know, Duke, brotherhood, I love you, my boy. I only want the best for you, and I know that your best is top 5 in this league. I know it. I absolutely know it. All you got to do is go get some tape of Miami Bron when he was on them roids, Giannis. Look at Melo in Denver and New York. Some Paul Pierce in his prime. Go way back and look at Grant Hill. Take all of them, mix that shit up together. But what you need to have the most of in that pot, because you are a power forward, Chris Webber. Sacramento Kings, Chris Webber. I mean, you can go look at Washington and Golden State, but he was at his apex in Sacramento. If Paulo studies those guys and he can incorporate those guys' games into his own, Miami Bron, Denver, New York, Melo, Prom, Grant Hill, Giannis, Prom, Paul Pierce, and Chris Webber in Sacramento, Paulo will be top 5 next season. Hands fucking down if he can do that. But I don't know who his head coach going to be. I don't even know who his teammate's going to be, because Orlando needs to shake some shit up. They need to do right by Paulo. What? I hope not, because I don't see Ja Morant changing a lot for Paulo or Orlando. Because, again, like I told you the other night, they actually kind of need a nigga like Jalen Suggs defensively. Bane, who earned my respect this year as well, because, and I said that Ja would be there because of Bane. I think I said it before you said it. But I really don't like it because I don't see how it fits. I could just see it because I know he fuck with Bane. And I would rather Paulo get Ja than fucking Jaren Jackson Jr. But Bane earned respect this year as a hooper. That nigga hooped his ass off. I think the 3 niggas that earned the most respect to me this year as hoopers was Jaylen Brown, Desmond Bane, and Dillon Brooks. And I already knew that Dillon Brooks was a hooper before, like going back to Oregon. It's just I thought maybe he just didn't have it no more, but he really had it. I knew about a nigga like, no, he just needed to get in a position that he got into in Atlanta. But Bane was ass in the series. If Bane would have been better, Orlando would have beat Detroit in 6. Straight up. Bane would have been better. They would have beat Detroit in 6. Paulo just needed more help, man. Mosley, he'll probably be on JB Bickerstaff's staff soon. That's his boy. That's his partner. My partner CJ, he a Mad fan. He know I've been saying Luka. He was one of the main ones. Hit me up like, man, bro, you said that shit was gonna happen. He mentioned possibly Mosley going back to the Maverick staff. I mean, he gonna be somewhere. The nigga ain't gonna be the head coach of Orlando for too much longer. I just don't like his offense. Speaking of offense, my boy Ronnie pointed out something great to me, because I mentioned in game 4 and 5, Udoka outcoached JJ. And if you follow me, I believe JJ is the coach of the year this year. I don't give a fuck that he wasn't a top 3 finalist. With all JJ did, with what was expected, JJ was the coach of the year. But Udoka, who to me has been a top 5 coach for years now, he outcoached JJ in them 2 games. However, my boy Ronnie pointed out a good thing to me. He said Udoka is overrated. He said he's a great defensive, he didn't say coordinator, but I say coordinator. He's a great defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, his offense sucks. And he's right. Rockets fans would agree. He's absolutely right because, like I said, KD didn't help Jabari grow as much as he should have, and he stunted Şengün's growth. But I put it more on Udoka for Amen and Reed not growing the way they should have as point guards, because if you didn't want to empower them as point guards, why the fuck you just didn't go sign one? I still can't get over this. Mike Conley was traded 3 times in 24 hours. It might not have even been 24 hours. It might have been like 12 or 6 or 3. This nigga was traded 3 times. I seen that picture that John Wall was posted up in the club with Nia Long, so we know why John Wall didn't get that call this year. Udoka, that's your fault. You fucked up cheating on Nia Long. And trust me, I'm not one of them niggas that say, man, she fine. Why you cheat on her? Because I know that bitch could be bat crazy. Shit, that nigga could get tired of all that fineness. Yeah, fine hoes be the ones that give you the most headaches. But regardless, that nigga know he fucked that up. So, you know, hey. But yeah, man, if you didn't want to empower one of the young boys, you should have went out and got a point guard. You didn't. It is what it is. But it actually had me thinking. I'm gonna have to sit down and I'm gonna do a video on this as well. I gotta keep up with all these videos I say I'm gonna do. Cause I ain't about to go back and watch all these goddamn other videos to figure out what I said I was gonna do another video on. Maybe I'll just make my son do that. That can be some homework for us. Pay attention to my videos and write notes on what I said I was gonna do next. I still want to say Udoka is a top 5 coach in the league, but I do feel where Ronnie's coming from. And shout out to my boy Ronnie Branch, man, because he actually does watch my videos. He was one of my first subscribers. He's loyal. He's been my brother for years on the book. I love him to death. Never met him in real life. I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ronnie, man. He a real one. But I do feel him with what he said, because remember Tom Thibodeau was once just considered a great DC, but I think Thibodeau became a great head coach as well. I still think I would take Tom Thibodeau over Mike Brown. But, you know, and I think the Knicks fans agree with that until Mike Brown gets into the championship, because the Knicks fans are showing me that they are really the Cowboy fans of the NBA. People try to say the Lakers are the Cowboy fans of the NBA. We're really fucking not. We just be saying shit. The Knicks really believe this shit. Plus, Los Angeles don't really give a fuck about the Lakers. The only people in Los Angeles that really care about the Lakers are the Mexicans. Like, I literally really noticed. I have intel. The Mexicans love the Lakers. They love Kobe and shit. But, like, the niggas ride with the Clippers just because it seems cool. You know what I'm saying? And Hollywood is Hollywood. They fragile as fuck. New York treats the New York Knicks like high school football in Texas. Them niggas live and die by that shit, bro. Them niggas will fight you over some Knicks shit. That's where that bing bong, that's where that shit came from. That was a Knicks fan. And them niggas wasn't even that good. They was like, all right. New York, look, because New York, they feel like they the mecca of basketball, which I agree. The Garden, I don't even like calling that shit in Boston the Garden. That's the Boston Garden. The Garden is Madison Square Garden. You got the Rucker. So I get it. And I love it. I love it. New York loves the fucking Knicks. Yeah. Them niggas are the Cowboys of the NBA. New York fans. You don't believe me? Tune in to First Take in the morning. Listen to Stephen A. Go back and watch First Take on Friday. Listen to Stephen A. This nigga came on NBA Today just to gloat about the Knicks. Perkins was just laughing. Shanae was like, Stephen A., do you remember when I saw you last week? And I said I was going to get you in touch with my doctor because your blood pressure. And what Stephen A. said, and the Knicks ain't lost since. I gave him a motivation speech. They ain't lost since. Bro, New Yorkers are the most insane fucking people in the world, bro. Because they really believe if you're not from New York, you country and you don't know shit about shit. So, yeah. The New York Knicks fans, I've really noticed that. And it took me this long to notice it because the Knicks ain't been relevant enough to really matter. Even though the Cowboys ain't either, I live here. So I got to hear this shit. Every year, I got to look people I love in the eye and tell them, you're fucking delusional. Because they really think this year is their year. That's how Knicks fans are. Like Knicks fans are the fucking Cowboy fans of the NBA. Um, I want to take the Sixers, man. I've been rolling with them, and I'm gonna keep rolling with them if they healthy. The minute something happened, Knicks in 6 or 7, depending on when it happens. But if Philly stay healthy, Cat can't fuck with Embiid. You not playing them midgets you played in Atlanta. And I'm sounding like Stephen A right now simply because I've said like now 3 or 4 things in this video that I said in my video earlier today. But this is also the first time I've done 2 videos in one day, so bear with me. But I promise you, I won't be like Stephen A. Smith and say the same fucking thing for 7 weeks straight. You see this nigga 5 times a week, 35 days, he gonna say the same shit. If you talking about certain Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, it's all I blame you for, and it's 6 first round. It's like, bro, shut the fuck, bro. We know, bro. We know, SA. But if Philly's healthy, man, Joel and Cat, they got a little beef too. You know what I'm saying? Cat was great, but tell me, you here? You got your phone. Earlier, you are not here. Tell me what was Cat's stats in this series, bro. Just Google that nigga and go to Basketball Reference, cause you about to go through you was about to go through some bullshit. You about to take forever. You ain't got the NBA app. You ain't got Bleach Report. You got that gambling app, whatever the hell you got. Real app. I ain't never even heard of shit. Is it REEL or REAL? It's
Real,
stupid.
like, yeah,
You don't even know.
REAL.
What was Cat's numbers against Atlanta? Or just go there and let me see, because I know exactly where to go to. I guarantee you he didn't average 23 points. We about to hit an hour. I gotta get the fuck off here. Hopefully AI made a few, not Iverson, but you know, the artificial shit made a few reels out of this shit. Boy, I said 23. This nigga averaged less than 19. This shit was worse than I thought. Now, he got 11 and a half rebounds, which is great. He got almost 2 blocks, which is great. Again, he was playing against some midgets. Only took 3 threes a game, shot 44.5%. I love the fact he only took 3 a game. I love it. 57% from the field. Did not even take 10 shots a game. That's crazy. That's what I'm telling you. As great as Cat was against these midgets in Atlanta, 19 and 11 is not going to cut it. 6 assists was the best thing he did. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it, okay? Embiid's numbers today, actually, no, they played yesterday, so Embiid's numbers are going to be up. I was about to say that it ain't going to be his full numbers because of today's game, but they played yesterday. So he played 4 games. He averaged 28, 9, 7 assists, and a block. 28, 9 over 19 and 11. I'm telling you. Cat gonna have to do more. And I love Brunson. Again, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I said earlier. Carmelo is my guy. Love Melo. Brunson is the king of New York. If Brunson wins a ring, he's the greatest Knick ever. We just saw CJ McCullough hunt Jalen Brunson. What in the fuck do you think is about to happen with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Eshcon? Oh my God. Tyrese, VJ, PG, Embiid. Them niggas healthy. Philly in 6. If they not, New York in 6. I could see either winning in 7. Philly just went into the Boston Garden and won. So they damn sure is going to be confident in going into the Garden and winning. I'm hoping that it's a 7-game series. My heart is saying Philly in 6. My head is saying Knicks in 6. We'll see. I guess I should go ahead and get to the West. Yeah, I do got to rename this shit. That shit going to be a long-ass title. I'm going to do short on the West, and we'll get into the West tomorrow. But we got the 1 seed Thunder hosting my Lakers. I don't want to make a prediction. I'm moving on. We got the number 2 Spurs hosting the number 6 Wolves. I still gotta go see. I still ain't seen exactly what Wemby said about him and Ant, but I know that it's basically he hoped that Ant is able to play and go. I am too. That's gonna be great to see. Um, Jaden McDaniels, man. Say, y'all thought Ant was bullshitting when he said that's his favorite player, man. If you didn't believe that nigga before, you better believe that nigga now, man. Nah, but J Mac, he grew up a lot, bro. Like, buddy on one. I think he would be the 5th guy earlier that I said has impressed me with his hooping, because I always knew he was a lockdown defender, but he can really hoop, man. So shout out to Buddy for real. I do just hope they healthy, because I'm gonna be honest. Minnesota got 2 great matchups this year and last year with us. In the first round as 6 seeds. Didn't Minnesota go to the Western Conference Finals both of the last 2 years?
Both years.
Yeah. They could do 3 in a row. They can get back to the Western Conference Finals. San Antonio still is young. San Antonio was expecting Denver. You know what I'm saying? They were expecting Denver. Minnesota took that shit personal. I love Finch. Finch, I don't know if Finch is a top 5 coach, but actually, shit, he might be, especially if they get back to the Western Conference Finals. I might have to put Finch top 5, but I was going to say he's probably one of my top 5 favorite, because I love how he holds Ant accountable. He will call Ant out publicly. I love that shit. And, shit, that nigga said it the other night. That nigga said, hell, they wanted us. He said they wanted us, so we gave their ass what they asked for. They had the option. And I said this at the end of the season. Actually, I was getting on San Antonio because I didn't understand why San Antonio did what they did against Denver at the end of the season, because it just didn't make sense. Because it's like, now you setting shit up to where you got to face Denver in the second round when you could have got a depleted Lakers in the second round or the Rockets. So it just didn't make sense, even though I still believe we would have beat the Spurs in the second round had we been the 3rd seed. But shit, after Minnesota just did what they did, I don't even know if we would have beat Minnesota. But I think we would have, even with our injuries, because again, Minnesota had extra motivation against Denver. They really don't fuck with them niggas, and they really feel like them niggas chose to play them. So Minnesota was very, very motivated. But yeah, man. I think I still want to pick the Spurs to beat the Wolves. Wemby is playing incredible. Now, that was against Portland, but I believe Wemby can translate and even take his shit to another level than what he did in the first round, more so than I do Towns if Embiid is healthy, if that makes sense. However, what's going to be interesting is Rudy Gobert just played the greatest series of his life. I don't believe Rudy can guard Wemby on the perimeter the way he can guard Jokic on the perimeter. When Jokic is on the perimeter, he's really looking to pass, or he's just going to take that shot, right? So that's easier for Gobert to defend as opposed to Wemby on the perimeter, where he can take that shot, but he also going to try to break you down, get to the midi, or get to the bucket. So seeing Rudy on Wemby is going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting look. Who does San Antonio start? They start Castle, Fox. That's their backcourt. I know Johnson come off the bench. He won 6 man. Does Vassell and Harrison? Is that they 3 and 4?
That's what I believe so.
Because I'm trying to think, if they don't start another big, which I don't think they do, because they got Cornette coming off the bench for Wemby. Gobert gonna have to guard Wemby, unless you just gonna put him in the corner on Harrison. Unless that's what you're gonna do, he gonna have to guard Wemby. So that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be real interesting. I still want to take the Spurs. And especially because we still don't know about Ant. We still don't know when he's gonna come back. I feel like he will come back. I don't think he'll come back in San Antonio. I think at the earliest he'll be back game 3 or 4.
There's a report he should be game 2. Maybe.
I think I saw something where he could get game 2. And if they lose game 1, I definitely see him trying to come back for game 2. I'm still not going to expect Ant back to game 3 or at the earliest. I'm going to take the Spurs in 6. So Philly, New York is a toss-up. It's going to go 6 or 7 either way. My heart say Philly. My head say New York. I want a 7-game series. I'm taking the Pistons over the Cavs in 6. I won't be surprised if it goes 7 just because, again, Detroit still is young. Cade still don't got a lot of help. So you just never know. And Cade, while he was amazing, I saw a stat, I forget what the numbers were, but it was something like 36, 9, and 7 facing elimination in games 5, 6, and 7. He was great. Before that, Cade was horrible. Cade had 24 turnovers in 3 games. As much blame as I was putting on Durant for not showing up, as much blame as I was putting on the rest of that roster for not showing up, Cade was terrible. He was terrible, but he backed it up. Just like I said with Orlando. Had Orlando won today, that historic meltdown that they had in Game 6, which I said they would not win today because of that, they wouldn't be recovered from that. They came out, had a very good first quarter. After that, it was all Detroit. And like I said, it was because of Game 6. That's when they lost the series. But had they been able to win today, it would have erased what happened in Game 6. It didn't. That's why I do feel like Mosley should take the most blame, and they got to make some changes. So because of Detroit's youth and lack of help for Cade, I could see Cleveland taking it to 7. I'm still not going to take them to win. I could see it, though. I really could. I could see Cleveland beating Detroit. I just don't want to believe that that's going to happen, though. I don't want to believe that's going to happen. And it's mainly because I'm going to stick to what I've been saying, which is Cleveland not going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm going to stand tight with Detroit in 6. Like I said, I want Philly, but I could definitely see New York. I will say this. Again, I'm speaking if Philly is healthy. New York, Philly, the winner of that series is going to the finals. I'm going to say that. Unless Detroit shows me domination against Cleveland. Detroit beat Cleveland in 5, I might change my mind. If they can beat Cleveland in 5. If not, I'm taking the Philly, New York winner. In the West, I'm going to roll with San Antonio. Especially thinking Ant might miss 2 games. But I'm still hoping my Lakers can do the damn thing. I want to put her on camera, but I know she don't want to be on camera right now. You can. What you doing? Yeah, we gotta face the Thunder. That ain't gonna be fun, but we shall see. Appreciate the engagement. If you ain't following, subscribe, please do so. And like I said, holler at me on the book as well. We're gonna have more content, sports, music, real life, everything. Holler at me.